All right, guys, what's up? We got Monday, January 12th here. We got some Monday Night Football. We got Texans versus Steelers, some playoff Monday Night Football. Can't beat that. Last Monday night game of the season, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. 4 games next weekend. We have some numbers that already opened up, so I want to look at the playoff picture for next weekend. And this matchup here between the Texans and the Steelers will determine who plays the Patriots at Gillette. So, as many of you know, I was at Gillette last night. I am dragging pretty bad today. I'm hungover and very, very tired. I need some sleep. So this might be a shorter stream than normal, but we're running the back next weekend because we have another home game. All right, we got Matt in the chat and Jason in the chat. Thanks for stopping in, guys. We're going to look for some plays. Probably even look for some promos on FanDuel or DraftKings. I know they always have good Monday night promos, so we'll look to see what they have here. All right, let's see what we have going on. A lot of Southern bets. This line just take off in one direction. Not sure. Let's see how this movement looks. Yeah, Pinnacle just dropped 18 cents downwards. Let's try to get on the Southern plus or minus 104 for plus 4.5, minus 104 Southern. Let's see. Don't want to create account. Log in Onyx so we can get this first bet in. It's a high EV play. I think the market is just snapped in one direction. So Southern plus 4.5, minus 104. All right, that one moved quick. So those Southern bets are about to clear off the board. We'll just get ahead of it and hide it. I'm assuming all these are going to be dead. South Carolina State minus 1.5 on Novig looks pretty decent here. Pinnacle has dropped from plus 102 down to minus 121. I like this. Let's see if we can get it on Novig. South Carolina State minus 1.5. How do you guys feel about the game tonight? Texans, Steelers. I mean, I think the Steelers are a pretty bad team. I know the Patriots lost to them earlier in the year, but that was probably one of the worst games I've ever seen them play. I would rather face the Steelers, that's for sure. Texans defense is a little too scary, and their offense is good enough to put up some points as well. South Carolina minus 1.5 will be at plus 104 is gone. Fair value is minus 105, so I'll take it all the way down to here. I'll take it all the way to plus 100 odds. I'll get some UFC. Just right here, Alex Perez, plus 190. Market's kind of moving the wrong direction here. So I'm going to avoid that one, especially at the plus 190 price. Rams, Bears, first half. I'm not going to touch that just because it's on MGM. Providence, plus 1.5 is tomorrow. The bookmaker just opened up as a pick'em here. And we're getting plus 110. So if you want to play that one to bookmaker, you could. They also opened plus 2 and moved to 1.5. So it's another good indicator to get Providence here. We'll see what we can get down, actually. Probably won't be more than a couple bucks, but let's see what happens. It's a straight DVIG to bookmaker. It's not, and it's a day before. It's nothing I would typically play for a whole lot of money. But my limits are pretty crazy on ESPN, so I'll put my $20 in and move on. Yeah, DJ Cole, I'll get into this real quick. Don't have time to stay to watch the whole thing, but product looks good. However, can you talk a little bit about how our lines are DVIG'd? Do you use different sources of truth based on the market? So our initial product here is 100%. It's a DVIG from it's an even distribution of Circa, Bookmaker, and Pinnacle. Those are the like what the plays you're going to see. That's what the EV represents. But like I said, the main thing is finding these EV opportunities and then reading the line movement graph. So once you find a play, you can look into it a little bit further and see if it is a really good play or not. That's the key, honestly. I think there are a lot of ways to get your eyes onto a play. Even if your DVIG method isn't great, as long as you can get your eyes onto the play that's moving, then that's just where you want to be. It's really about catching, the line movement and the good trends. With that being said, in the future, in the very near future, we will like to add customizable DVIG settings. We'll probably keep, like the standard DVIG as what we have now, but we'll add more options for, users to adjust themselves. And yeah, we don't have props yet either. So when the props come, while we implement the props, that's when we're going to add the custom DVIG settings, because like main markets are pretty cut and dry. Like use the sharp books that are taking the most liquidity and just use them. But Cole pointed out like FanDuel for props. Yeah, FanDuel is a great source to find NBA or not just NBA props, but any props. So when our player props come out, you'll be able to DVIG with any of the books you can use. Main advantage to Outlier is we have way more sports books. I would say the speed is better, if not the same. I mean, Outlier does a lot of things well. So it's really, and a lot of companies do a lot of things well. So it's almost just like the user interface that you like, the community you like, and a lot like that as well. So I'm not going to sit here and rip Outlier. I'd say one of our other cool filter settings is we have very in-depth filter settings that no other sports EV tool have. Is like you can set your filters per sports book very deeply. So if you're a limited better that can, only bet certain limits on certain markets, like for MGM, I'm very limited. All I want to do is bet like full game spreads and totals here. So in my MGM tab, I have the option for every single league, every single market to set like, all right, for MGM, I only want, click off all of the first quarter stuff. And then you can also say, all right, for first halves, I want a minimum EV of this percent, and I want pinnacle limits at that percent. And you can have that for every single market, for every single book. Like if you want NFL spreads at a certain pinnacle limit and EV percentage for first halves, you can change that. That can be different than your full game setting. That can be different than your money line setting. So you can really dial in what plays you want to see, and you won't pretty much anything on your screen will be plays that you want, because your filter settings are so good. Because for an example, like I don't want to bet college basketball totals on MGM where they let me get $1 down versus FanDuel where I can get $100 or $200 down. So I think that's a really cool feature. And this is just the beginning of our product. So there's going to be a lot of other cool features that you guys are going to like for sure. Yeah, like we have all the offshores, we have or the exchanges, the prediction markets. We're gonna really in the sweepstakes, like we're probably gonna have another tool that is more just attacking prediction markets and things like that going forward. So VIP, and we're going to break down the prices later, but I'll tell you VIPs will make out well where they'll be paying the same, if not less, for this product and what they're already getting. No, you're good, man. Thanks for, I love the product looks great. I do need to probably make a video though, like comparing SharpMoney to other tools though, because that's what people are going to do when they come in and see if they want it or not. A lot of high EV plays. Alabama State here. This is a really good one. Alabama State moving from like -7 to -9.5. Well, this is another cool feature too, which I think other books have, but this is the main line trend as well. So you can see the main lines of Bookmaker, Circuit, and Pinnacle. Even if they don't correlate directly with what the play is, it'll show you the main line for the game. Because this plays for -11.5, but we can see, like these books are at -9.5, but you can see the market direction, which is helpful. So let's see if this bet is here. I probably talked a little bit too long to get this one in, but Alabama State -11.5 plus 148. It's here, $67. I don't know what is going on with that bet. If you just looked at that order book, they were like 20 cents better than the next price. So that was definitely a lot of value there. And maybe we can get a -8.5 as well, because I didn't get a full -8.5, -105. That one's gone. Could post it though. Nah, forget about it. All right, I do want to look ahead spot. I'm going to go to the odds screen and just look at what the odds are for these NFL games next week. Just see what they opened. I'll look at spreads. So San Fran and the Seahawks, 49ers are getting 7.5 points on all the sharp books. That seems like a lot. Yeah, I'll be keeping an eye on that line for sure. Novik has the best price, plus 7.5, -107, and also -7.5, plus 101. So they got the best price on both sides of the market, Novik. Rams, Bears, 3.5. I'm just trying to get a feel of these numbers. Fanatics is at 4. I think it opened 4 and moved to 3.5 as well. So a little action towards the Bears. And this Buffalo Bills and Broncos game is almost a pick 'em. Looks like a one point spread here. The Circo just said, screw it, make it a pick 'em, -110 each. Interesting. I wonder what the Pats will open up as against Steelers or Texans. I bet you if it's Steelers, it's Pats -3 or 3.5, and if it's Texans, it's probably like 2.5. But that's my guess. Broncos, yeah, this Broncos -3.5. I don't really want to touch it right now. It's a little early without too much movement there. Hornets +4. Market's been pretty much up and down. I'll take a look at this one because it's kind of a stable market. Tons of liquidity backing it. So that's just one I'm going to hang off of. If there's too much money backing one side of the bet and if there's not a clear direction, I'm just skipping them. Cavs -13.5. Let's see what this one looks like. Recent movement towards the Cavs here. Main lines went from -13 to -12.5. So not much movement there as well. Let's see what the liquidity is backing these sides. So there's quite a bit of liquidity backing Cleveland -13.5. Plus 109 is gone though. All right, we're skipping that one. All right, here's a main line. Bears +3.5. I think I'm gonna take this one. Bears +3.5, plus 105 on Novig. Circa opened 4 and moved to 3.5. So I like that movement. All the sharp books are at 3.5 for -110. So we have good value at plus 105. A lot of money backing this one, but I'm not as worried about it when it's this far out. We're gonna go $200 there. Bears plus 3.5, plus 105 on Novig. Hide that one. Lost my voice a little bit from the game last night, too. Broncos money line. This one is interesting. Pinnacle opened up Broncos plus 123. Now they're plus 102. And they just disappeared. No, they're up here. I'm going to hit this Broncos money line plus 110. I'm going to get this early. Look at this liquidity. You can't see it because my face is blocking it, but there's $5,000 on both sides of the line with a 1 penny gap. I don't think Novik likes me having 8 tabs open. All right, Denver money line plus 110. Novig. Let's look for some retail books since some of you guys might not have Novig. Any good ones on FanDuel right now? I don't see much. Coffin State. Yeah, skip that one. Kind of, you can see Pinnacle kind of move up and down here. I don't like that action. Torres Finney. I might play this one. Pinnacle's at plus 119. I'll grab plus 140 without crazy good movement. Max bet's going to be pretty low here, I bet. I think after this play, I'm going to hop over to FanDuel and see what we have for promos for tonight. I think they usually do the longest touchdown or something. $23. All right, let's go to FanDuel. I was like, this is nice, but I'm not logged in. All right, profit boost. Wow, there's no big like Monday night thing, huh? %30 profit boost for 3-leg same game parlay. And a 25% profit boost on anytime touchdown score. All right, let's pick out anytime touchdown score to use this boost on. Touchdown scores. Probably just going to go someone long shot for the boost. Let's go. I'm going Houston D. That's my play. Rodgers pick 6. You heard it here first. Yeah, there's some weird action. These, like this college basketball game, I don't know if that date is wrong or if we're an hour off. Must be an hour off, but the limits are only $500 and the game starts pretty soon. That's why my location says Louisiana. Eastern time zone. Cool. Now it'll make sense. See this Rams Bears under is getting some action, under 22.5 for the first half. I mean, I don't even think I had money in my MGM account because the limits were so low. I think I just pulled it all out. We already got Broncos money line. Jazz. Not much movement here. '49ers Seahawks. Under 22.5. I don't love the movement there either. Nothing great. I do like the money line for the Broncos right now, plus 110 on Novig. That's probably my favorite play so far. Fanatics over 45. Another weird one, we see Bookmaker and Pinnacle moving opposite directions here. Bookmaker went down from 46.5 to 46, and Pinnacle shot up a whole point, 46 to 47. So all right. That's a quick sweep through the board. I'm just going to leave it there. Kind of a shorter stream today because I need some rest tonight. My throat is killing me from yelling at the Pats game. But we'll be back tomorrow night. We'll do the SharpMoney live stream with myself. I think usually Sigma Squirrel should be around, and Jay's Place should be on tomorrow night. Talk some industry news. We'll talk some playoff football probably. So that will be tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern time. So if you guys are around, definitely stop in tomorrow night. So, all right. Thank you guys. I will see you later.